What the hell is going on? Take a moment and think about that question. Normally, I spend my Saturdays, cleaning the house, doing some chores, reorganizing the ever growing library of independent creations that I've collected. But I stop and look at Twix today, and I've seen it a couple of times over the last couple of days, but I stopped today and I see repeated inane statements in regards to a recent push from certain culture commentator types, Melanie Mack, Razor Fist, John Della Rose, about sins and values in what it's generally called nerd culture. I think a lot of it stemmed from the recent Neil Gaiman article that came out, but I don't want to get too off topic here. What the hell is going on? For a little bit of context, I'm a 2-year confirmed Catholic at this point. I was Presbyterian by association for most of my life. And I say that because I was raised around it, but I never truly believed until I began to study the Catholic side of Christianity. Be that as it may, I spent decades in the alternatives, what are called the pagan religions, research, trying to find a meaning of life existence in the world around me. And I feel I've got a pretty decent knowledge base to ask this question. What the hell is going on? The first point I'd like to make about this particular topic, I was going to write this thing out in a very long Twix article, but I think I'm just going to sum it up here in a very quick video. First, for those of you out there that have a problem with what has been said about gaming, about tabletop games, about comic books and novels, and so on and so forth, regarding the sexualization and sexuality that's brought into them, you making an excuse for your innate lustful behaviors in no way invalidates the commentator's opinion. If you choose to live in sin, then you do so of your free will. But it does not make you right by God. A quote from St. Paul, "Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are fornication, uncleanness, immodesty, luxury, of the which I foretell you, as I have foretold to you, that they who do such things shall not obtain the kingdom of God." If you make the decision personally to believe that sexuality in video games is all right, that sexual scenes in novels is all right, that nudity in comics is all right, nudity in video games is all right, the nudity in movies is all right, that is a personal choice on your part. So you have an opinion. These commentators have chosen an opinion that opposes your decision to sin. Now, if you don't believe in God, then this doesn't matter. But I think that the outrage, the indignance on display shows a marked belief in God, but a refusal to put yourself within God's purview, a refusal to choose what you naturally know is right. I've said it before. I'll say it openly right here. If I see a beautiful woman on the internet, out in the real world, I will have a lustful thought. I am human. I am flawed. That is what happens. But the choice from the moment of that thought's conception determines my acquiescence, my giving to God. That moment of sin, my recanting of that sin. Okay, yeah, I looked at that girl, she had a great rack. Damn it. I'll try to do better next time. But to jump on social media, whether it's for clout or actual rage or whatever reason, and complain that other people have opinions and they are making their opinions known, that the thing that you are doing is wrong by God. And perhaps it would be better if these things weren't so readily available for us to fail by. It's stupid. It's just stupid. What the hell is going on? Just think about it. Every single thing I've written has been influenced and has elements of faith in it. Every product that I have out. And some of them have been pretty effing dark. My comedy and tragedy short stories are awful. I know they're awful. They're part of the narrative. They're the consequences of the actions that these characters took. And I would not wish the things that I wrote about on anyone in the world. But I still wrote them and put them out. It's a choice on my part. I'm not saying that those things are good, and I don't show them in a good light. So there is a place for drawing attention to these behaviors. There's a place for drawing attention to these acts, but not in a positive manner. Because it's not a positive. It never will be a positive. I'm sorry to say that. Lust is said to be a capital sin. Simple. Matthew, whosoever shall look on a woman to lust after her hath already committed adultery with her in his heart. And I'm going to tell you a little story. During my classes, a catechumen, before I was confirmed in the Catholic faith, one of the young men that was in those classes with me asked the question, the burning question, and I was momentarily full of cringe and embarrassed on his behalf. But after the fact, when I thought more about it, I was awed by his courage to just say it. And that question was, well, what if I look at naked cartoon girls? Is that a sin? And we broke it down as a class. We discussed it. Now, our deacon led that conversation. There was some pushback to what he said. But in the answer was simply yes, because even though it's not a real woman, it is the image of a woman. Therefore, it is the concept of a woman. And the concept of a woman was created by God. Surprised the hell out of me when we came to that conclusion. And it's one that I wondered when I lived in deeper sin myself. Normally, I don't Bible thump. I don't like to express too much about my faith because I understand that there are so many people in the independent creative sphere who either make excuses for their decision to not follow God's law and will, or deny God whole cloth. I have nothing against them. But the second question, what the hell is going on, is why do you care what these commentators have to say if it doesn't matter? If you're happy with the decision that you made, it shouldn't bother you that someone disagrees with it. That's something we've said about every single SJW on the other side of the aisle, politically and culturally. If you're so secure in what you believe, why do you care when we say we think it's wrong? And I think, just like with them, that you're not as secure as you want to portray that you are, and you're looking for the same validation that they are. And you're not going to find it. Not with me. I'm happy to help you in your literary journeys. I'm happy to shout out the great products that you may create. But I can't be a friend to you. Not when you're intentionally doing what you know is wrong and I can see it. And I think that if we are going to change culture away from the very thing that we've been so frustrated by for well over a decade now, that's the statement that needs to be said to everyone. So don't come looking to me for support if you're going to make the free will decision to embrace what I believe is sin. And it's a sin that I have at many points in my life embraced and fought to repent. That's it. I'm going back to my weekend. Go be great.